Hey guys, this is Camfrey15 and I'm back at it with another video for you guys. And this is my first, video on Batwoman, but I'm here to talk about Batwoman Season 1, but mostly like my Flash, review, last week. I'm really here to talk about the season finale and what this could lead up going into Season 2. Now, Batwoman, in terms of the show and popularity, it's not really good amongst other people. Now, personally, if you ask me, I thought Batwoman was fine. I thought it was actually, a good show. Um, I will just say that essentially, I think people kind of gave it some unfair flack because they did not like the portrayal in the first, just off the first trailer when it was released. I really had no issues with the trailer myself. With me, you could say, how could you have no issues with the trailer and stuff like that? With all the things they were mentioning in that trailer when it first was a thing. To me, I'm just here for good entertainment. I don't really care about that stuff unless it just makes no sense to me. I'm just here for entertainment, and almost anything I watch, I essentially like, unless I just don't like where the direction the show's going or a movie's going and stuff like that. To me, whatever I see, I like, and that's just me. And I really don't try to care about all the other stuff. I thought Batwoman was a pretty good show, so people who are ripping on Batwoman and stuff like that, you know, okay, that's fine by me. That's fine by you. You can rip the people for their hard work. It is their first season. You know, like any other show, usually some first seasons, are hit or miss. I think the first season for Batwoman is in the middle. There's some people that just don't like it for their own reasons. There's some people that do like it. I like Batwoman as the show. I like this season of Batwoman. It was entertaining. It kept me invested for a majority, for most parts of the week. Yeah, it did every now and then I had to catch up on a few episodes. Yeah, because I, was behind a bit. Yeah, at first it did start off slow. I'm not gonna lie. It did start off pretty slow. The acting wasn't, as good as it was in the beginning, but, near the tail end of the series of this season, the acting got really much more better, especially after the crisis. Because I think every character knew who they were. I liked Kate. I like Kate's character in this. Is she the best MC character of the CW TV shows? No. Is there issues with her character? Yes. But at the same time, I think she's a good, character. I think I like her character where, it's not that she's believable. It's just, in some cases, she's just a rookie in terms of being a rookie in this hero game and stuff like that. So she can be a little bit more gullible. So for people like judging, like, why are you so stupid to be always in a sign of getting caught in this trap? Remember, guys, she's being a rookie at being at the whole vigilante superhero thing. Everybody goes through that. Barry went through that in season one. Kara went through that in season one of her show. There was a few times Oliver went through some hiccups and stuff like that in his journeys over time and stuff like that. And Kate does the same thing, and not everybody's perfect. Just because you put on, the cowl and become a vigilante doesn't mean, you're like, oh, you're like, you should know what you're doing. Come on, guys, come on. So yeah, so how can I give a basic premise of, Batwoman? So essentially, I think after a few years, Kate comes back to Gotham City um, with the intel of essentially, of the fact that, we find out her cousin is Bruce is missing and stuff like that. And, her father works for, I guess, this like secret organization in Gotham, like the secret police organization called the Crows. She gets called back, and essentially she runs into a villain named Alice, who essentially is trying to take over Gotham and do her own dirty deeds. Which we later find out Alice is actually um, the daughter of Jacob Kane and Kate's biological sister. Um, Now, Kate, when she comes back to Gotham, she sees that her dad Mary is married to a new woman, and now she has, I guess, a stepsister and a new stepmom and a new stepsister named Mary. Um, and essentially, she runs into Lucius Fox son, Luke Fox, and they essentially work together to try to stop Alice from trying to overthrow Gotham, as well as any other villains that occur at the same time. And essentially, trying to find, I guess, the secrets behind to why Bruce left Gotham City. And things ensue from this fact of the whole relationship. We get more backstory of Alice and, stuff like that. And, we dive more into the relationship of Kate and Sophie and, stuff like that. So, it it's that's really basic premise of the show, what I can give. More things happen throughout the show. I'm here just really to talk about I'm not gonna really talk about really I'm just really to talk about. I'm here just to talk about certain plot points, and certain characters. Luke Fox. His character. I really love Luke Fox. I do. I did hear from these other YouTubers I'm watching. He eventually becomes, I think, Batwing or something like that. So I can't wait till when he actually becomes a vigilante with Kate himself, and he just is just funny. I did like that one episode a few weeks back where he was looking for the guy that killed his father, and he was legit about to shoot the man who actually killed his dad, and Kate had to talk him out of it. That was a really good episode. That scene was really good. I like Luke Fox's character. Mary, I like Mary. I think, one, it's without a shadow of a doubt, I fall for hot girls. Mary, the actor who plays Mary, she's fire in terms of the looks. She's just gorgeous. But two, I like her character a lot. She's essentially, a character that wants, at first, she wants the respect and she wants Kate to acknowledge her. And when she feels like Kate's not giving her any of that, she kind of lashes out at Kate and says, like, how can you be like my like sister or something like that, or how we can be family if you're just pushing me away? And then the moment she finds out later that Kate is Batwoman, Kate kind of lets her more into the fold and lets her more into certain things. And by the time the season finale, it's like at the end, Kate says, like, look, no more secrets. And you can tell that, especially, when that little talk at the end of the last night's season finale they had, Kate and Mary's talk about how, Kate's felt betrayed by the fact of what her dad did. And, Mary was there to comfort Kate. And, Kate's that, you can say that, sister, that even though Beth or Alice is not, there, Kate has that, even though it is her stepsister, she still has that family to go to in Mary. We get Sophie. Sophie's kind of a multi-dimensional character where she's kind of going through an inner conflict, midway through the season on who she loves. That's really who she's kind of there. She's really the love interest of the show, right now, and stuff like that. So she's kind of, she's a decent character. She's not she's not the best character on Batwoman because she's just, she can't make up her mind on what she wants to do and stuff like that. But near the tail end, she kind of got more. She got more unbearable. At first, it made no sense. She was just like, that a-hole that was like, well, what the point? The whole issue of her leaving Kate the first time. I will say I can respect her decision because, listen, as an adult, even if it is but with you and your friend or you and your loved one, sometimes you have to do what's in the best interest of yourself. And if you feel like you have to take the best interest of yourself to, say, have a good life and to have a good future prepared for yourself, then you're going to have to take that. You're going to take that option, despite how it may hurt your friend and stuff like that. Because, listen, at the end of the day, and this is a real world element, even people in business, they have to sometimes maybe, betray their friends if they know, or go against their friends for maybe a position they want, or to get this thing going for them, you know. And, Sophie saw it as an opportunity, like, hey, I need this lifestyle, I need this job. I can't, as much as I love you, Kate, I can't, even though I can't put my morals, so I'm willing to sacrifice my morals to get what I need to get. And hey, that's just how real life works. Sometimes, friendships end because, you as a person want to advance in life, and that friend wants things to be the same. One of two things: A, either, that person's not thinking about their own future and they don't want us to succeed, and or I guess B, they're being too clingy to you. So, you know, was it in the right of the fact of that they had to kick, Kate out from this where she stood? Yes, but Sophie wanted to do what was in her best interest, and at the same time, her parents, I guess, also didn't approve of the fact that she was with Kate in a, in a serious relationship. Um, Next character I would like to talk about, which Jacob Kane. He was an interesting character. He you feel for him when he has those emotional moments with Alice, but at the same time you like kind of hate him too. He's probably right now, maybe you could say, the most hated character in Batwoman right now, in my opinion, in terms of story, where it's going. Excuse me, because things are getting hectic with that guy and stuff like that. And yeah, that's really all I got to say. And then the last character, which I think is the best character of the show, and slash the actor who did this. I'm gonna have to look her up to see who she is. But my goodness, the actor that played Alice, she was the best thing on not Supergirl, on Batwoman. If you hate this series, okay, that's fine. One, but you have to admit the actor's job portraying Alice in this was amazing. I swear. I hope they do not, in any future season, kill her off. And I guess you could say they might try to redeem her. She's obviously going to be the Joker's, um, you know, she's gonna be the Joker to Kate's Batman. Essentially, they're one and the same. The only difference is they're actually like related. But the actor that played Alice did a phenomenal job in almost every scene, whether it was a tense situation, a very emotional situation, or things like that. She did a phenomenal job. She is by far the best character slash best actor that does the best job on this show. And you have to admit that even if you hate this show, she does a phenomenal job, and she like blows it out of the park. Like, as she was actually, the Joker himself. But she does a phenomenal job, and I just got to give props up to the actor who plays Alice. I, am happy that she's going to be another main point of season 2. Like I said, she's going to be the Joker. She's essentially going to be, what the Joker is. She's just going to be that reoccurring villain that comes up again and again in Batwoman's life, where, Batwoman just, knows that she's out there, and she's going to stop him every time and time again. But, she's Alice is gonna keep coming back and stuff like that. So yeah, I did like the fact that throughout the entire season we did get the backstory of Alice on how she was just a regular person, for the point, to the fact that she turns into the person, especially with what happens in that one episode where she kills the grandmother, the old lady. And that's when she truly went to Alice and stuff like that. And it's still crazy to go back to that one episode where Kate and Jacob Kane, they were there at the one dude's house, who held her essentially hostage and captive. And the fact that he kind of hid her from her, and they just, it was crazy. Now, yeah. So, anyways, that it is interesting. I do like Alice's character, the fact that she feels betrayed by, at first by Jacob Kane, that he gave up looking on her, and then he just ended up marrying another woman and totally completed forgetting about her and had, Mary and stuff like that. She even tried to kill Mary at one point. With that episode was crazy when she's like, "Well, you either Mary dies or the stepmom dies." Last thing you know, the stepmom ends up killing herself. But the stepmom was, corrupt anyways herself, and stuff like that. Um, so yeah, and then even in the talent now, she feels betrayed by Kate, especially what Kate did, a few weeks ago by locking her up in Arkham, you know, and stuff like that. And now she wants to kill Kate, and she wants to get vengeance on her. And that's mostly because Kate feels like, well, now I can't trust you no more, and stuff like that. Even though you are my sister, and I do care about you, and I do love you, I am doing what's best for you, stuff like that. So yeah, it's really all I want to say for the overarching thing of season one of that. But as terms of the season finale, what happened in the season finale is because of the events of last week's episode, where all the inmates from Arkham are now released. There's this one guy who used to be a football player in Gotham who, and the episode starts off with him with machetes, and then and stuff. Starts off with him as machetes. He's just slicing people up. He gets in a fight with Kate and Jacob Kane. They end up losing, and he gets out of there. Why? I don't know. He didn't kill them on the spot there. Who knows? But we later come to find out that essentially this guy played football, and there was a playoff game where he got really upset at a call, and the reason why he ended up in Arkham is because he essentially snapped this referee's back, like legit. Just imagine that today, and today in today's sense, if an NFL player did that to a ref, where they just essentially snap their back, or like snap, or well, in the episode they said he snapped his neck, essentially almost like essentially killing the ref. That NFL player would probably not only be put in prison for life, but might probably get the death penalty, honestly, because you're doing that in a public sense, possibly on live television. So yeah. At the same time, we also know from the reoccurring plot, and the fact that Luke is trying to find a way to destroy kryptonite so he can eliminate the weakness from the Batsuit, and we find out that, I guess you can say, the Batsuit's, I guess, components are like Superman and Supergirl. Essentially, kryptonite makes the suit weaker, and it makes it, I guess, to where she can essentially probably be hit by anything, and she's not like that. So I'm guessing they're implying like the bat suit has the capabilities of Batman, and I mean not Batman, of Superman and Supergirl, in the terms of, I guess, being bulletproof and stuff like that. I don't know anything else if how it would relate. I guess so. Yeah. So, but other than that, like I said, they confirm the fact that the Batsuit, its weakness is kryptonite. So it's like, well, okay. So I'm guessing if you hold kryptonite up near the Batsuit, it's gonna react some sort of way. I don't know if it will make like, I think it'll only just make the Batsuit weaker from the standpoint of, it will make the Batsuit, I guess to the point where you're able to just shoot her up with any type of bullets you want to and get it over with quickly. So I guess that's the thing. So yeah. So Luke, he's trying to find ways, and Mary actually brings the point, why don't you use a hammer? And then at the end of the episode, we find out, like, by using this really like high-tech device, you're able to essentially smush this kryptonite into like mere ashes and stuff like that. So yeah, I did find it funny how at the end, Mary and Kate were both drinking, and then, Luke brings the shards of the little ashes of the kryptonite, and it looks like it's like, a drug like cocaine or something like that. And Kate's like, yeah, I'm sticking to drinking, and Luke's like, come on, I'm not trying to hook you up on drugs or something like that. I thought that was funny. But anyways, and also at the same time, Jacob Kane, he also tells, Batwoman the fact from last week, like, if I see you again, this is war. So Kate eventually in her Batwoman persona, she eventually goes talk to the brother of the guy who's out there with the machetes, and essentially, the brother says, "Listen, he wasn't like this before. Football's really changed him to be more aggressive and more evil like this and stuff like that." And he mentions the story of the fact that the dude walked like these little kids and made sure they got home, safely every day. And all of a sudden, the guy shows up, and then, which I thought was insane, this dude knocks Kate, our Batwoman, out the way, beats her up, overpowers her, and then literally chucks the machete at his brother and gets him right in the back. I was like, ah! I was like, damn! I'm like, first things first. One, how would you throw a machete that fast to the point the sharp end would actually hit in the back? That's just an unlucky thing. It would have been like funny if the blunt part actually hit his back, and he's like, oh, that actually didn't hurt. But this dude chucked that thing and got him in the back. I was like, dang, Batwoman's going all out with this. So we find out that the brother was hurt pretty badly. At first I thought it's like, well, what, did he lose his spine too? But they just heard he's hurt pretty badly and stuff like that. But they say he's gonna be okay. He's not dead too. So yeah, and the brother's kind of doing this as a vengeance thing because he feels like the brother turned on him and stuff like that. Really, the people he matter most to him, he feels like they all turned on him and went against him. Um, Also, at the meantime, what Alice is doing, which is kind of the side plot of the episode, essentially, Alice is still in her demeanor to try to, find, how to access the kryptonite in Wayne Enterprises because she goes to this one mineral guy's place and who I guess was friends with Bruce and Lucius Fox, and essentially she asked him like, "Look, please tell me to get into Wayne Enterprises and tell me where Lucius and Bruce hid the kryptonite they stored." And the dude's like, "I can't tell you that because I don't know." And stuff like that. So I think she ends up killing him and stuff like that. So she's looking for kryptonite, obviously, to weaken Kate. At the same time, Mouse is like, come on, Alice, we need to get out of here. I want to start a new life, and stuff like that." And sadly, we get the death of Mouse because Alice poisoned him because she doesn't want to leave because she wants to kill, well, Batwoman, but she wants to kill Kate that badly because she feels Kate has betrayed her and wronged her for what she did to her in Arkham. And, she ends up killing Mouse, and she's like, "Look, I just couldn't let you leave me. And, and this is the only way you have to go." So she essentially poisons Mouse, and yeah, that's Mouse's thing. So he's kind of collateral damage. Now it was interesting from the fact I did like the Mouse guy. I thought he was a really complex character too. It seems like he also really cared about Alice too. I don't know if he liked Alice. Um, so I guess you can say he was kind of like the Harley Quinn, where he's like just, I wouldn't say madly in love with Alice, but he liked Alice to a point where he wanted to be with her. But Alice, I guess, saw him more as like a brother thing, because even when she's saying her goodbyes to him, she's like my long lost brother and stuff like that. Um, Also, Hush comes in this episode, and he's like, "Listen, I don't want my face to look like a friggin' dude." It's funny. He's like, "I don't want my face looking like I just came out of a nuclear explosion or something like that," which I found hilarious. He was complaining to ever living hell, and he was coming back, and he like pointed the two guns, and I was like, "Listen, I'll take care of you. Trust and believe." So, anyways, near the tail end of the episode, near the tail end of the episode, you know, Mary and Kate come up with a plan to try to get the Crows to trust Batwoman. So, using the bat signal, Mary calls the Crows and essentially, tries to get, Jacob to, trust Batwoman. So Jacob buys in, and her and Batwoman shake hands, and it looks like they're gonna trust each other. They go back to the football field. They fight the one dude with the machetes, and the one dude with the machetes is overpowering Kate again. And then Kate reminds him of the story, of the fact that, hey, your brother told me, at first she was like, "You're not like this. This isn't you. Your brother told me how you were the one guy who walked, those kids down the street to make sure they were okay, and safe and stuff like that." And then the dude even says like, "Well, I was never like that. Um, you know, I never wanted to be who I am right now." And then all of a sudden, the crows end up freaking shooting this guy in the back. Huh, symbolic things to today's things, but I'm not going to talk about that. They shoot him in the back, which they end up killing him, I guess. And Batwoman's like, "You killed him. Why did you do that?" Then all of a sudden, she got, like you saw in the trailers from last week for this season, for the season finale. Um, the crows have her surrounded, and it looks like, oh, this is where they get her in the act, and they stop her for good. And then all of a sudden, the crows just shoot at her, and they see their bullets ain't working. And I'm like, okay, if the bullets ain't working, stop shooting her and go gang up on her. And now I'm no other mention, Kate could take them down all herself, but it still makes no sense from the standpoint. I'm like, okay, that was cheesy. Why? It's the same thing with every show. If guns ain't working on somebody, why do you keep shooting them? Go get in a fist-to-fist combat with them. She eventually gets out of there, so they kind of leave that, scene from the trailer super anticlimactic. Like, they caught them in the act. Like, you knew Batwoman was going to get out of there somehow, but how was she going to get out of there? I still thought that was kind of weird and like, okay. Stupid, but okay. And then, Sophie eventually, questions Jacob Kane. And he's like, "Why did you do that?" Like, you do realize, like, she's on our side. She's trying to stop people. But Jacob's still being ignorant, because essentially he's like, he's acting like, how Lance did to, Oliver when he first became the Green Arrow. He wanted nothing to do. He wanted to arrest him and stuff like that. And it's almost like, it's almost like, I think, like in the first years of Batman, where Jim Gordon didn't trust Batman at first too, and he wanted to bring him to justice because he's just a vigilante and stuff like that. But Jacob Kane, he's on that mindset who's like, I don't give a rat's ass who she is. I need her to bring to justice. She's just as bad as Alice, because he sees her like Alice. And that's what Mary, and then that's what Mary says, saying like, from the standpoint of like, look, because Kate gets really emotional the fact that the dad betrayed her and stuff like that. And Mary's like, listen, your dad didn't betray you, he betrayed Batwoman. And Kate's just like, well, you see, it just hurts me because, I never thought, I would get hurt by the Batsuit and stuff like that. And then, in the end of the scene, like I said, Kate says, "No more secrets, guys." So then the way they tie in the crossover, which they've done in the past in this season too, with the whole duplicate Beths, or Otherworld Beth, Kate tells Mary and Luke about the kryptonite that Supergirl gave her, in terms of if Supergirl goes bad in any case. Kate's like, listen, I'm keeping this because my friend, she doesn't directly mention Kara, which I think she should have mentioned Kara, but hey, who knows? Maybe she doesn't want to because of just identity purposes. But she brings the fact that Kara gave her the kryptonite in the crossover because Kara knows she can trust Kate with that thing and stuff like that. Kate's like, she trusts me, and later down the road we can talk. I can talk to her about this and tell her what's going on and stuff like that. Which I think I think she should just give Kara a call. I know Kara's in her own world right now, dealing with Lex and everything and stuff like that. But my thing is like, shouldn't you tell Kara like, yeah, my Batsuit's kind of like your, superpower of the fact that you're bulletproof, and kryptonite actually makes me weaker too. Fun fact, who would have thought? So yeah, and that kind of ends up. So we get two, I guess, post-credit scenes. One post-credit scene is Sophie with the one girl, the one chick, I forgot her name. the one chick who now is, you know, who now failed to get Lucius Fox's thing, and she says that, yeah, the girl who's following me, yeah, she has dirt sheets on you. So she shows her pictures because she's like, yeah, and this was at my front door. She shows her pictures of her and Sophie just literally hanging out in the car and just having a good time. So now you can add Sophie to the list of people that I think this, so I forgot the person's name who was after her and Kate and I believe Batwoman too. Um, so now you can add Sophie to the list. So that puts Sophie's life at danger now. So yeah, this person has crazy news. So obviously this chick knows, or she's got some great spies because yeah, now Sophie knows. And now Sophie can be leveraged to affect Kate and her and the other chick, stuff like that. And then the last post credit scene we see before the season ends off is we see Alice rearranging Hush's face, and she rearranges Hush's face into Bruce Wayne. So, in order to get to the kryptonite, she's gonna have Hush pretend to be Bruce Wayne, which, if that's a good way to make an evil Batman or an evil Bruce Wayne, there you go. Use Hush. It's interesting because it's somewhat similar to the plot line they did in the Arkham games, where they have Hush, replicate his face after Bruce Wayne in the Arkham games, because that's what they did in Arkham City, and then they terribly freaking ended that off in Arkham Knight. If you know Arkham Knight, I do. If you don't know me, I love playing the Batman Arkham games. I love I love the Batman Arkham games, but if you ask me, personal opinion, Arkham Knight, even though it was cool to play, the gameplay was great in Arkham Knight. The story was absolute dog crap. And then same goes as the Hush storyline in that. They hyped it up so much that he would return in so much of a badass way, only for it to be such underwhelming. But Arkham Knight was pretty an underwhelming game because they hyped it up being like the definitive end, and it really wasn't. And it was kind of like an anticlimactic thing. It wasn't good. Like it's a fun game. It's a good game in terms of combat, but story it was really bad. But my favorite Arkham game, if you guys don't know, is Arkham Asylum. I just like Arkham Asylum because Joker just nails it for me. But yeah. But and then that's where the season ends off. So season 2, it seems like, we're going to have Hush pretend to be Bruce Wayne. Now, it would have been funny if I'm gonna have to look at the actor who's Bruce Wayne, who's portraying, Hush as, Bruce Wayne, but it is a pretty interesting thing to see. But overall, I like this finale, even though it wasn't, like I said in The Flash, this wasn't the true finale, guys. So for people who feel underwhelmed about this finale, it still wasn't the what we should have got. It wasn't the true polished finish, season finale we wanted. This was just because of obviously things going on in the world today. But yeah. Other than that, I still thought the season finale was really good. And this really hypes up season 2, if anything, because now they have Hush portraying Bruce Wayne. So, I just can't wait for season 2 of Batwoman. Now, like I said, whenever that comes, which I think I think it's gonna be, without a shadow of doubt, the CW shows won't return till 2021, which is next year, because that's when the Superman and Lois TV show is gonna, come back in January. So we won't be seeing, Batman for a while, like the Flash and like the Flash and Supergirl too. So other than that, yeah, that's really it. But I like this. I liked the season finale. I thought it was really good, and I liked the season of Batwoman. I thought for season 1, the show was decent to good. It wasn't. Was there some cringy moments here and there? Yes, but I think this is why some people should not just judge a season, that hasn't been completed yet. Like you're all right into your own opinion to judge episodes wise, but I think the show gets undeserved hate. I actually think the show's fairly good. It's not the best CW DCTV show. Were the ratings some of the best? No, it wasn't, but that's not stopping them from making more episodes, am I right? Because guess what? Then this is my thing with people who hate on TV shows. If you don't like it, stop watching it. Don't come back. But you still have the same people who rip on the shows, but they end up coming back to watch the next episode, and it's like, so you rip on the show to try to prove your point, and you're gonna try to trash the show, but why do you keep watching? You're losing. You're actually helping the show out more than anything because you want to give it hate. And you want to actually put it in your time of day instead of being like, I don't like Batwoman, so I'm not gonna watch it. Like I said, I thought Batwoman wasn't that bad of a show. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I mean, you can put that in the comment section if you hated this show, if you liked this show, or whatever. But listen, you shouldn't, rip on somebody's, opinion either if they like the show. Some people might out there like Batwoman. Some people don't. I'm not gonna judge you, from the standpoint of the fact that if you don't like it, you don't like it. I'll be like, okay, that's fair. That's your opinion. You don't like Batwoman. I do, personally. I think it's fine. We have just differing opinions. And I think for the first season, Batwoman did a decent job. It built the characters up pretty fairly good. And, certain things, that happen in the show, it hypes you up for, next season. So yeah, other than that, that's really it. So I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna catch you guys on the next video, on the next whenever, stuff like that. Now, also, if you want to ask, am I going to do Batwoman episode reviews going into their next season for season 2? I probably will, since it's going to replace the whole Arrow, whole show in the terms of, reviews and stuff like that. And yeah. But that's really it. So that's all I gotta say for Batwoman. I'm probably gonna make the Supergirl, season 5 review later today and upload that to you. I'm literally uploading 3 videos today. Black Lightning, I'm also doing a review of that, and I'm doing a review of Arrow, season 8 and stuff like that. And I know for Arrow and Black Lightning, you're like, but those shows ended like way early. Yeah, I just want to get my thoughts on those seasons too because I never got a chance to. But yeah, it was good. But yeah, so put in the comment section, like I said, do you like Batwoman season 1, season 2, and also who's your favorite character from Batwoman season 1 and stuff like that. Also, leave a like in the video and hit that subscribe button if you want to get more CW DCTV show content. Like I said, this will go up on YouTube. Probably 12 o'clock my time. On the West Coast, and around that time, and then you'll get Supergirl's season review later tonight, and also come back tomorrow for the channel to get my episode 1 review of Stargirl, the newest DC TV show, I guess in the Arrowverse you can say. So other than that, I'm gonna get out of here, guys. I'll catch you guys whenever Batwoman comes back. So till then, peace and stay safe.